Good morning, Robin. Grace and peace to you. Welcome to Morning Watch. I'm Rob, one of the pastors here at White Plains.
I'm V.
Sorry about the running late this morning. We had some technical difficulties getting set up. So I had some technical difficulties setting up. But all good now, unless you're watching later, in which case everything's fine.
We were 100% on time.
We were 100% on time. All right. Good morning, Faye. Good morning, Kenna. Thank y'all for hanging around. This is where we gather for a song and a thought for the day. So glad you're with us whenever you're watching. And let us go to God in prayer. Lord, I am not mine, but yours alone. Let your will be done and not my own. Put me where you will and let me serve. In everything I do, let me endure. And this is my prayer, Lord, to you, my promise and my vow, strong and true. And the covenant I make on earth, may it be fulfilled in heaven. Amen and amen. Well, that's appropriate because we're going to do that song this morning since V's home. We've been going through the BUMC sermon series, and this past Sunday we talked about the new vision statement, and we've been going through the Wesley Challenge, 21 days to a more authentic faith, and using this covenant prayer. So here is the song, arranged by Adam Seat and Jay Locklear of the Wesley Covenant Prayer. Ready?
Yeah.
Lord, I am not mine, but yours alone. Let your will be done and not mine. Put me where you will and let me serve. In everything I do, let me endure. This is my prayer, Lord, to you. I promise in my vow, strong and true. And the covenant I make on earth, let it be fulfilled in heaven. Amen. Father, Son, and Spirit, hear my cry. Forever I am yours and you are mine. Father, Son, and Spirit, hear my cry. Forever I am yours and you are mine. This is my prayer, Lord, to you. I promise in my vow, strong and true. And the covenant I make on earth, let it be fulfilled in heaven. Amen. Let me be a point for you, laid aside for you, lifted high for you, or brought low. Let me be full, let me be empty, let me have all things or nothing. Lord, I am not mine, but yours alone. Let your will be done and not my own. Put me where you will and let me serve. In everything I do, let me endure. This is my prayer, Lord, to you. I promise in my vow, strong and true. And the covenants I make on earth, may it be fulfilled in heaven. Amen. 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 Hey, pretty good. Practice is overrated.
What's that supposed
That was
to mean?
good. No, we didn't really run through it,
We did a little bit.
but there it was. Well, we figured out what key we were doing it in. The key that we are doing it in at church, which we've been doing this at the contemporary service, I can't sing the melody. It's in a different key, and I sing the harmony. And so I'm doing the Amen.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, except I'm singing the right notes.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I don't think you're doing that.
But anyway, it's different. All right. So, as I mentioned, we've been going through this little book of questions, 21 Days for More Authentic Faith. These are the historic questions that Wesley, the founder of Methodism, asked his small group. Mm-hmm. And this one, I shortened it for the video title, but the question is, do I confidentially pass on to others what was told to me in confidence? Do I confidentially pass on to others what was told to me in confidence? In other words, can I keep a secret, right? Or do I gossip? Or this is about gossiping.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't gossip intentionally, but I do sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's why I brought the hat.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I thought you just brought it because it's a normal part of your wardrobe.
I don't wear this. Have you ever seen me wear this hat?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it does fit. I like it. It's a good hat. But I don't wear it out because this is what it says on it.
It's going to be fun to make it so that you can...
Pastor warning. Anything you say or do could be used in a sermon.
You're fit.
It was given to me as a gift, and I really do like it. It's a great fitting hat. But somehow I just can't see wearing this to the grocery store, right? I mean, people have enough distrust of clergy in this world without me showing up with that.
Especially because you can't see the fine print.
Yeah, it just says usually, pastor warning. Watch out. Watch out. Could be talking about driving. All right, so this is a sensitive question for me. Am I able to keep confidences? Because it was sort of hammered into me. Thanks, Loretta. Thanks, Faye.
Yeah.
Morning, Emma and Lee, everybody. So it was hammered into me in my training that keeping confidence is one of the most important things as a pastor. And I have heard a fellow pastor, a friend of mine, relate in a sermon so it was out there publicly, not something they told me in confidence. What?
Don't look at me like that.
It would be bad for me to say like, well, this guy told me, but they said it publicly. And about a time early in their ministry when they used someone's story without permission. And it was really harmful to the person and to their relationship. And I heard that early on and kind of tried to take it to heart that just because someone tells you something, no matter how good a story it is, it's their story to tell. I can remember hearing a different preacher tell a story as if it was happening to them in first person, very convincingly, at a conference, mm-hmm. and told the whole story as if it happened to them. And then at the end of the story said, that didn't really happen to me. That happened to this author, and quoted the author and everything. And I'm like, man, you should have led with that. I would have approached that, because I thought it was telling me something about them instead of just
relaying something.
Yeah. Author, such and such writes, this story. Mm-hmm. And then you can tell it in first person. But yeah, to give the attribution at the end. Yeah, so it's something that I take very seriously, but also something that I've probably done. I've told stories on you from the pulpit without,
you at least mention it to me 90% of the time, I would say.
Yeah. Well, and also there's a question of, are those things told in confidence? People share things with pastors.
Yeah, I don't think that you've said anything that I've told you in confidence.
Right. Yeah.
At least not without my permission. What?
Nothing. I'm just, that could still be out there. You better watch out.
Oh yeah, that's true. I haven't seen all of Morning Watch.
Just
I'm
kidding.
not caught up on all the episodes.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe season 3 there was something.
I
don't know.
Chris Folmsby, the author of this book, asks the question, why do we feel the need to share matters told us in confidence? We feel the need to relay private information because information is power. Humans love power. We love to let others know that we have access to powerful information. I have been asked so many times, have you heard what's wrong with so-and-so? Just so I can pray for them appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. And no matter how it may be well-intentioned, but there are times when it is someone else's story to tell.
Yeah.
If someone says, hey, be sure and let people know about my diagnosis so that they can be praying for me. Yeah, absolutely. That's why we had the prayer partner emails, and that's why Dr. Lee manages those and handles them the way that she does. But we don't need to know everything about everybody that is going on at every time.
Yeah. I think it's also a case that people are curious by nature.
People are. Yeah, people are curious by nature. Yeah.
Like,
and we love to tell a good story.
Yeah. Yeah, because also people are storytellers, typically. Like, anyway.
Trust is hard to come by, he writes. I've shared personal and intimate matters of my life with others in what I thought was complete confidence, only to have it come back to me that my confidential matter became public. You've probably had this happen too. When this happens, it can destroy the relationship because trust is the foundation on which relationships start and remain strong. Remember, Wesley is asking this in the context of an accountability group. I mean, the very definition of a small group that meets with a covenant is that what is said in the group will remain private to the group.
Yeah, like a therapy group or like a group therapy session. You're kind of expected to not share what other people say in the group.
Right. Even if you think it might be helpful in some other, setting with somebody else, it's still, again, I keep coming back to that line that it's not your story to tell.
Yeah.
At least not without permission.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard Pastor Kelly Lynn share stories, but she will always say with their permission. And I try and do the same thing. If I'm going to use a story, I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Or like you said, at least give you a heads up.
Yeah.
So, I will say this, and Folmsby does a good job of pointing this out, that there are times when you come into knowledge of a confidential matter that it does need to be shared.
Yeah.
And as a youth director and now as a pastor, certainly as a youth director, I had that happen. And, we would always talk about this at the beginning of the semester when we were talking about small groups and things like that what is said in small groups stays there unless it's something that's going to involve harm, either to that person or to someone else, in which case we're going to have a conversation. Either you're going to talk to your parents or I'm going to talk to your parents, or if it's something extreme that, we find out someone's plan, that you have to involve social services with, or whatever it might be. There are times for the good of the community that confidence has to be broken. For example, everyone in the state of North Carolina is a mandated reporter for abuse.
Yeah.
If you were to come into contact with a friend who was being abused, you would be obligated to report that.
Yeah.
That's not a secret that we're doing any favors.
Yeah.
By keeping. So, pretty straightforward. I think everybody gets that. And that's not really, it's kind of easy to say, well, there's times when, yeah, of course there's times when
there are exceptions to everything.
Exactly. But to focus on that kind of takes the onus of, well, yeah, but how about all those times where it's not required? How about all those times where you could just keep your mouth shut and you say something anyway?
And it is a good point that, from Floretta.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, that sometimes people forget to say that something is confidential, or you forget to ask. And
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Floretta. Yeah, if you hear something that you think maybe shouldn't have been... That reminds me of an old joke. Never mind.
Yeah, let's...
Sorry.
Ixnay.
The people confessing sins in church, and one guy says something so outrageous, and the pastor says, "Brother, I don't believe I would have shared that one." Anyway, when you hear something, you think, may I share that? Or if it's a story that would relate well to help others, you can ask, may I have your permission to share that? Or can I use your name when I share that? Or would you like me to keep it anonymous or whatever?
That's the other thing is that you can also be like, can I keep it anonymous? Like,
yeah, true. And yeah, so what do you do have you ever been in a situation where you feel like trust was broken like that and had to repair it?
I mean, I've had situations where somebody lied about something that happened to me, but like, because I remember in elementary school, one of my friends...
I was wondering middle school. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, one of my friends, like, got lice, and they told everybody that it was me who gave it to them. If you remember that.
I do remember that.
And that did not actually happen. I have never had lice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I do remember that.
But other than that, I mean, thankfully I've had very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really had trust broken like that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people that I know keep their circle small. I mean, I know I do. In terms of the people that I really, really talk to. I'm going to try and be as authentic as possible with everyone. But, really sharing the deep, deep stuff, is a pretty small circle of family and friends. So.
I also just don't have that many secrets.
Yeah. Well, good. That's good. There's other stuff in here about that. So that's good.
I mean, I'm not that interesting. I don't have much going on.
I don't know about that, but all right. So,
well, not much going on that's secret.
Yeah, true.
Is what I meant. Like,
true. Well, that's really it. This to me was a pretty simple one. It did not cause me to stay up and wonder about it like some of the other questions did, because it is a question that I have to deal with all the time because of this. All right. Well, thanks for being here, folks. Again, sorry we were running a little late. I pray that you will have peace and purpose in this day, and that I will see you again tomorrow for another morning watch. But no V.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all take care and talk to you soon.